How's it going, everyone? We've got a ton of PlayStation updates to go over in this video. A brand new PlayStation software update is rolling out right now, implementing some fixes to security fixes as well. So we'll talk about that. New PlayStation 5 Pro and a Dualsense V3 controllers are in the works. We'll talk about that. The 825GB PlayStation 5 Digital Edition is rolling out, and now there is a change being made that is quite nice, so we'll talk about that. And Ghost of Yotei is officially releasing tomorrow as I'm recording this video. A day one patch is dropping for the game with a lot of improvements being made to the game as well. We'll talk that at the end of this video, but first of all, the PlayStation 5 is rolling out a new software update. This new update of version 25.06-12.02 is rolling out some security fixes to the system software. The PlayStation 4 also received a security update today, so whatever was fixed is across both platforms. This isn't a major update like the recent update with all of the power saving elements being rolled in, but a new update is awaiting you on PlayStation 5, so go ahead and download that and you'll have some security fixes to the system software there. Alright, moving on from that, quite a lot of talk as far as the new PlayStation 5 Pro and Dualsense V3. So there is a new version of the PS5 Pro that is in the works, and it'll be consuming 3% less electricity than the current PlayStation 5 Pro model. On top of that, a new Dualsense controller version is also dropping, Dualsense V3. It is to be introduced in November and replace the models currently sold in electronic stores or other stores. And also, the Dualsense V3 will introduce a removable battery according to the sources over at PPE. They've gotten a lot of things right recently with the announcement of Microsoft Flight Sim, the Oblivion Remastered, getting a box release, so on and so forth. So, the Dualsense V3 controller is interesting. I believe this is in part due to regulations in Europe requiring removable batteries and things to be repairable. So, you know, I feel like that's a pretty nice improvement. As far as the PlayStation 5 Pro goes, it seems like they've been on the power saving kick for a while now, so that is another element being introduced to the PS5 Pro, so pretty cool there. Alright, moving on from that, also, this has been gaining some traction. The revised 825GB PlayStation 5 Digital Edition is rolling out in Europe, and Austin Evans had a comparison video of the revised model and the old model, and now what is gone is the glossy look of the original PlayStation 5, which I love. It's a fully matte finish. I think it looks so much better in terms of aesthetic. In terms of sheer aesthetic, I think it's a lot better. You know, unfortunately, they did reduce the SSD storage space, so they dropped that from 1TB to 825GB. So I'm gonna be real with you guys, I would take the glossy finish over the matte finish if it meant having a terabyte of storage. Look, I like the matte finish, I like everything with a matte finish. I'm not really a fan of the glossy aesthetic and the look. However, the fact is, you know, a terabyte to 825, that's a significant decrease. 175GB in this climate of games. We're gonna talk about Ghost of Yotei in a second, but that's a 90GB game to install. You're talking about, you know, damn near 2 of those games not being available to be had in your storage anymore, and games are just getting bigger and bigger. At least a lot of games are getting bigger and bigger. You know, there are some games that I feel like have been decently optimized recently. Borderlands 4 is one of them, and you'll see them now and again. Silent Hill F is another game, but then you got like Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. That game is massive. Ghost of Yotei, massive. Red Dead 2, and Red Dead 2 is a game from 7 years ago. These games are gargantuan as far as their install size goes, so 825GB, yeah, at one point in time, that would have sounded like a lot of storage. Nowadays, like, 1TB is the new 100GB, so it is what it is, but yeah, at the very least, you got a matte finish there. And speaking of Ghost of Yotei is getting a significant day one patch. You will definitely want to have this patch installed, and there has been some notes about this patch being not game-changing, but damn near close in terms of the improvements that are made. Ghost of Yotei day one patch notes for version 1006, multiple improvements to environmental rendering performance, fixed fixed issues affecting ray tracing mode, lighting consistency, and performance, changes to improve performance and stability, while in photo mode, various improvements to performance in missions with high character counts, resolved uncommon crashes when playing or idling for long periods of times, fixed rare crashes related to loading certain saves, and then a ton of gameplay fixes rolling out as well, and gameplay changes, audio fixes several bugs, fixed an occasional long delay, fixed pumpkins appearing transparent, fixed interrogation camera transitions, general camera improvements, improvements of camera behavior, fixes various bugs and exploits during duels, various balance adjustments to weapons and charms, various balance adjustments and bug fixes related to lethal difficulty, fixed bugs relating to picking and throwing dropped weapons, balance adjustments, fixed bugs with mission dialogue, fixed several bugs in missions that players could perceive as blocking progress, various mission area improvements, limit puzzle clues in some difficulty levels, prevent the horse from interrupting certain missions, remove the ability to decapitate bounty capture targets, fixes a bug causing standoff to select faraway enemies, various adjustments and balance changes to Wolf's abilities, prevents systemic enemies from appearing when the player is following foxes, added the ability for the player to open photo mode via R1 during certain stages while camping, various economy and loot balance changes to common metals, improved enemy responses to player actions in combat scenarios, reduced the occurrences of tutorials when camping, improved behavior of Saito's men hunting for Atsu in the open world. A bunch of animation fixes, environment fixes, and UI and UX fixes. I'm not going to go over everything, but there's a ton of improvements rolling out with the day one patch, so you certainly want to have that installed. Ghost of Yotei is officially out tomorrow, and the preload is live right now. You don't want to get home from work on Friday, have the weekend, and then be hit with, okay, you got to download a 90 gigabyte game. So if you're planning on playing it, get a head start on the preload, and let me know your excitement level for Ghost of Yotei. Certainly, it's going to be one of those games that it'll be very interesting to monitor the commercial reception of this game, although how quickly we get data and information on that, you know, it'll be a while, but I foresee the game doing fairly well, and I think most of you guys will end up enjoying it if you do pick it up. As an open world action title with a sizable amount of content, great visuals, I think it'll be a decent time, all things considered. By the looks of it, not a Game of the Year contender, but based on the critical reception of the game, seems to comfortably be in that secondary territory, that second threshold of the games right below Game of the Year, which is a good spot to be at. There's a lot of great games in that category, and for you, it might end up being one of your favorites of the year. But that'll do it for me. Again, PlayStation 5 rolling out a brand new software update, some security fixes to the system software, new PlayStation 5 Pro and DualSense V3 controllers are in the works. A revised 825GB PlayStation 5 Digital Edition is now rolling out in Europe. While it has a matte finish, which I like, you know, you do lose 175 gigabytes, so that is pretty huge. And Ghost of Yotei getting a significant day one patch. Make sure you install that before you play the game. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.